Hey guys, what's up? So I have to wait till this comes on so I can turn this down because I'm gonna start echoing in a minute. And for whatever reason, it won't let me turn it down until it comes on. So I was just seriously fighting with my lighting. It would not let me. Okay, there we go. Okay, so thank you, Pilgrim. So I have been going through this lighting. I can't get it right. So I have my windows open, my blinds open. I have the lights on, the lights off, the above light on, and this weird light was putting this big shadow on my nose. So it was making me look like I had this huge bubble on my nose, and I was looking like Rudolph without the redness. It so I'm hoping it's gone now, but I know the lighting is all messed up. So it is what it is. It's dark and no, but you don't really want to see me anyway. So I'm just going to say hello. So, hey, Pilgrim, Katrinka. Hey, Steve Perry. Nice to see you. Oh, my sister Dee. I saw my friend Mrs. Metal. Hey, Charmaine, how are you? Nice to see you. Hey, KP, nice to see you. Hey, Kelly, how are you? Or Rambo, or Kelly and Rambo. Holly, how are you guys? Hope you guys are doing awesome tonight. So I figured I don't think there was any comments. I think everybody was just saying hello to everybody. If I miss something or if I miss you, totally by accident. So I figured tonight we could kind of like talk about I am having this oh, thank you, Steve. I'm having this horrible issue with I can't keep my eyes open. So that's why there was nothing last week because I was so tired. I think I fell asleep at like 7 o'clock. I'm just exhausted, and I'm hearing a lot of other people say that too. So I figured that maybe we could kind of talk about that and see what's going on with everybody. Maybe I'm just not drinking enough coffee. That could possibly be the issue. So there's like 8 million things that could cause you to be like really tired. Now, just remember my disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I have no medical training. I have no therapy training. I just been there, done that, and have had a lot of personal experience. Hey, little lone prepper, great to see you. So, like, what could be causing everybody to be like so exhausted? Has anybody else found this? Like, I know I've spoken to like at least two of you who are like, I'm just exhausted. And I don't know what's going on. So, one of the big things is, I mean, stress and anxiety definitely can cause you to be not sleeping well. Or even if you're sleeping well, you could just be exhausted because you eventually your brain is just going to shut down. It's going to be like, hey, I don't want to think about all this stuff anymore. So I just want to shut off and not think about it. So even if you are trying to actively not thinking about it, your brain is still saying like, hey, it's here and I don't want to think about it anymore. I just want to shut down. So I'm going to force you. Not sleeping can also do it to you. Like I said, there's like 8 million different possibilities. You could be sleeping but not sleeping well. How many of you guys like have like a ton of dreams at night? Like you remember all these wacky dreams. I dream like every night, and I have some um, majorly wacky dreams. Yes. See, I knew there was other people. I don't think I spoke to you about it though. I know there was a couple of people I spoke about it. So, stress and anxiety is a big one. Allergies is a really big one too. So, if it is your allergy season, see, my allergies changed. I used to have the sneezing, runny nose, watery eyes, all of that. They used to come out like that. So, when that stopped, I thought my allergies has changed. Hey, Tiger, great to see you. I thought all that changed, like that my allergies changed, but I went and I got tested, and they're like, no, it's actually worse. So I said, well, why? And they said it's just manifesting itself in different ways. And not being able to keep your eyes open is one of them. So when I get really bad allergies, I get really, really tired. So I try to take allergy medicine. It's the one medicine I'm not too objecting to. Hey, Tara. Hey, Rocksteady. Have some really stupid dreams. Somebody else said, yes, lots of dreams. So if you're dreaming a lot and you're remembering them, you are not sleeping well. The reason that you are remembering your dreams and having so many is because you're waking up. And if you're sleeping through the night well, you're not remembering your dreams. At least that's 99% of people. Yeah, I have insanely weird dreams too, Steve. I should by the beach. It was awful. Oh my God. Yeah, so Tara, I don't know if I said hello to you, but hello. If I miss you, again, totally not on purpose. So when you dream about stuff like that, it's because all of the stress and anxiety is actually coming through and it's weighing on your brain. So you are um, definitely thinking about this stuff, whether you want to or not. Even if you try to shut off your brain, if you're dreaming about, like an assassination, that's life coming into your dream and stress coming into your dream, saying like, and trying to work itself out. So that's definitely a sign of anxiety and why you're probably so tired. Of course, there's, again, 800 other reasons. It could be, medical for whatever reason. I'm not a doctor, so I won't even try to explain the medical side of it, because I would literally just be guessing at that point. But I definitely can attest to the stress. So basically, what can we do about it? So if it's allergy related, if you want, take allergy medicine. If you don't like to, I get that too. I know a lot of us do not like taking medicine, but allergy medicine doesn't really bother me too much. It actually helps me. So I tend to go with that. Um, And if I really, really get hard up for sleeping, like I haven't slept in 2 days, I've only gotten an hour here, an hour there, I will eventually, like by the third day, by like 6, 7 o'clock, I'll pop a Benadryl and I will be out. I hate the way it makes me feel though. So the next day I'm still groggy. So I have to take it early, like 6, 7 o'clock. By 8 o'clock, I have to be out, and then I possibly can function the next day. But if I'm that tired, I'm still not functioning. So it's better to get to sleep for me. It's the less of two evils at that point. So, and now what can we do about the stress and anxiety? Well, that's like obviously the big question. So there's so much going on in the world right now. So if it's getting to you, if this kind of stuff, gets to you, if it makes you anxious at all, step back. Definitely step back from YouTube. And the news or anything that you see that is giving you news. And I just, I actually have to start unsubbing to certain people because I used to keep them on. They're the ones that I call the fear mongering channels, and I used to keep them on just to see their thumbnails come through, to see if they could actually um, kind of top what the fear mongering thumbnails that they have that they did from the day before, and usually they don't disappoint. And I don't watch them; I just keep them on, but. I realize that even just reading those titles, even though I know that these people are fear mongering and probably what their title is has nothing to do with their video, it still gets in my brain. So I will see something like, that's it. It's all over. We're all going to die in the next 10 days. And while I know that's not true, and I know that it's just supposed to be some clickbait title, it still gets into my brain. So I actually have to um, unsubscribe to these people so I don't see the thumbnails anymore. Hey, Hudson, nice to see you. Bourbon helps. Some people, bourbon can help. I'm not a drinker, so it won't help me. been seeing a lot about vitamin B. I'm going to try it. It can't hurt. It might help. I now just something I've heard that you're not supposed to take one B vitamin without taking a complex because it can one of them can actually deplete the other B vitamins in your body. Again, this is just something I've heard. Don't quote me on that. Definitely do your own research. But this was somebody it was from a pretty reliable source. So just check into that before you just take B1s. But I know that vitamins in general, a vitamin deficiency can definitely send you spiraling and all sorts of different aspects. And sleeping definitely could be one of them. What we all going to die. That's a little different, Hudson. I've been, yeah, you know what? And I agree with you because I've been doing it a lot, putting YouTube on the back burner. I use my vitamin D3. D can have a really big effect on your mental, just your mentalness. Is that a word? On your mental health. So, yeah, definitely look into vitamins. If you're low, D is one of those you can actually overdose on. There's only a few of them that you can, and I know D is one of them. So before you just start taking them, anything over the counter, just make sure you know what you're taking. I usually get checked. And they usually tell me my D is low, especially in the winter. So they actually prescribe it to me. But you can definitely overdose on it. So just be careful. Hey, Sam. Nice to see you. I don't know what that is. Is that a vitamin or an herb? I know you are. The truth of our condition is a good trade. I agree with you. That's you got to take everything in moderation. So thank you, little lone prepper. You have to do everything in moderation. So I agree. You need to know what's going on, but you don't need to overdose yourself on it. So maybe try to like I have very specific channels now that I like to watch because they'll give me the news and they won't tell me things like you're going to die tomorrow if you don't buy our product. So try to if it stresses you out, some people can handle it well and it doesn't bother them. So you're not the ones that I'm actually talking to. I'm only talking to the ones that this is an issue for. And I know it's a big issue for me. So I take a couple of them and I watch them just so I can have the news. And I don't even turn it on. My husband loves to watch Fox and I can't stand any of the mainstream media these days. I just feel like they're all full of it. So I'm like, I need happy. If you're going to turn on the TV, put on something happy. I'll get my news from where, I'll get what's going on and not overdose myself on it. Because him keeping it on, he'll keep it on 24/7. Let's constant barrage of negative things. And then can impact them harder. Just turn the noise off. Yeah. I mean, if you have to, definitely turn it off. GABA's a diet. My brother said it's good for the neurons and great for anxiety. Okay, I actually never GABA. Okay, I've actually never heard of it. I'll have to check it out. I will definitely research that. Thank you, Tara. No, you know, the news never tells you happy stories. So maybe find your own. I mean, I feel like that's the best way to do it these days. You know, there's a ton of YouTube channels out there that have nothing to do with what's going on in the world, and they're just, happy things. And I mean, I'm sure you can find kittens hanging on ropes and fences and saying like, "Hang in there." So when it gets too much, I turn off everything, walk by myself, and talk to the Lord. Yeah, I think I saw D say that too, right? I mean, if you're a praying person, it's definitely, yeah. I don't trust any of them these days. There you go. We're all gonna hug Wednesdays, safe space Thursdays. I feel like I just missed something. Sorry, I'm just reading. Yeah, so anyway, that's our kittens. Okay, I'd like to see that. Of course, I feel like that would turn into something else, but um so anyway, uh our mind's definitely shut down. I am all over the place tonight. I'm having a very anxiety brain. So I'm having 72 different thoughts at once, and my mouth is not moving as quick as my brain, or my brain is not moving as quick as my mouth. I'm not sure which one it is, but I know I'm all over the place tonight. So maybe I'm going to try and just stick to one sentence at a time. I've squirrel brain tonight, so I'm seeing comments, and then it'll trigger another thought, and I'm just so anyway. That's me tonight. Between the bad lighting, talk about anxiety with this whole bad lighting thing. It was like down to the wire. It was like, okay, I have 30 seconds, and I also have OCD. So when that timer hits zero, I have to hit the go live button. It's just a thing. I can't be late. I can't be early. I have to do it. So now I have to. I'm trying. It's like 10 seconds left, and I'm still messing with the lighting. And I'm like, oh my god, oh my god. I read that. That was actually on something on Facebook on you. Somebody put it in. It's supposed to hit us tomorrow, right? That could definitely be it. I mean, that that's definitely a possibility. How am I getting ready for November? Well, I'm praying a lot. That's the first thing. The I'm making sure I'm not slowing down. I am trying to figure out what's most important to me and what I feel like will be. I actually started growing more. So I have the tomato plant. You also have my tomato plant that I like very, very proud of because so far it's been doing well. I should knock. And every time I have an issue, I put it up and I ask you guys for help, and you guys are awesome. You all keep giving me awesome advice. So I have that, and then I started watching these videos on how to just keep lettuce and green onions forever at its inside, which is more my speed. So I went out, I got the stuff I needed. I got a couple pots. I got a table for under the big windows I have here. I have two big windows that let the sun in all day long. And I got a table that is just the right height so the sun hits it. I got a couple of pots, and I cut off the bottoms of my green onions, and they're sitting in water so they root a little more. and I'm going to cut off the bottom of my lettuce because they say you just put it in water, and as soon as it starts to grow, you put it in and you put it in the dirt and it'll just keep growing. So they say you will never, all of these videos, I read like 8 of them. I watched like 8 of them. So I'm going to try those next. And I bought a little parsley plant that I have like a window shelves because I keep saying, oh, I'm going to grow more herbs. And I haven't yet. I killed the 2 that I had. So I got a parsley plant and I got the green onions and I got my lettuce. And I'm going to try and grow those along with the tomatoes. So if I can get those going and they start doing good, I'm going to try green peppers. Green peppers and what was the other thing? Pilgrim gave me the idea. Green peppers and peas. I'm going to try in the house. I'm going to look for videos on those. So he said those were easy to grow in the house. So I'm going to try and do that. So that's how I'm doing it. That is my how I'm getting ready. I'm upping my game on trying to grow food. Put on the 70s music channel. Oh, music is so great. That is, I go in my car and I drive and I blast the radio of whatever I feel like listening to. Oh, hey, Hudson Valley.
Hi.
How are you?
Well, good, good. You were last I saw you were complaining about bad lighting and having to hit the thing on time, and I was like, man, I look like trash. I'm gonna go live right now, just to show you that everything doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to worry about it.
Oh, you're awesome. But you do not look like trash.
Always look like trash. Yeah, solar storms, man. Big ones coming. Big ones, they're saying.
That. I was reading that on one of your Facebook posts. I don't know who posted.
It's supposed to be later tonight. I think they're supposed to hit like 11 o'clock or something like that tonight. First impact, and then for the next few days, we're going to be in some like super heavy solar winds or something. They're saying.
Is it? Do you know like what area of the Earth it's supposed to hit?
So it's sun facing. Obviously, when the sun's up, it's going to hit us real hard. They're saying they could see the auroras as far south as New York. So in the next couple of days, it's going to wallop us pretty hard, I guess.
Okay. Maybe that's why my brain is on overload lately.
Yeah, honestly, it really, really, really could be, because that's it has a huge factor on people. You know, we're basically just big electrical conductors. And when we get bombarded with all of this, it's basically just charged electricity from the sun that hits us and kind of wirelessly charges us and makes us feel a little weird, a little off, maybe a little anxious. So something to think about, if those are things that you normally experience, expect them to be heightened a little bit in the next couple of days, because it really does have an effect on people. I had a conversation with Prepping with Sarge about that. And he said, absolutely, especially folks who work in the mental health, aspect of things. When they see solar storms incoming, they kind of like brace for impact, and get ready for it, because people are going to start acting weird, feeling weird, and doing odd things. So something to keep an eye on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it definitely has an effect on people.
I've heard that before, but, coming from him, it's pretty legit. So.
Yeah. He's knee deep in that field. So if he says something, I believe him. I believe him.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what I figure. I always tell people, I'm like, I'm not a therapist, but I'm going to bring you on.
Oh, man. Yeah. But rain here off and on. How's the weather down by you?
We had a couple of good thunderstorms, but I miss most of it because I'm on the 10th floor of a building right now. So which is basically windowless where I am. So I heard it, but that was about it. And
we had some passing showers.
Resealed, so of course it's going to pour. That's how it works.
Yep.
But
Yep. Your tomato plants, I saw they were doing well. You had some tomatoes. You had some, what do they call that? Blossom end rot, I think.
yes, only on two little itsy bitsy baby ones. And when I
Mm,
went to pull them off, they already like dislodged themselves. So they were
yeah.
already like they were just like laying on top of another leaf. So
Mm,
I just took those
fantastic.
two off, and I took eggshells and I ground them up. I dried them. I ground them up. Like people told me to do.
Yep.
And then I put some in there, and then a couple people said it probably won't help at this point because it's too late, but it can't hurt. So I put them in there anyway, and I'll know for next time. Now I'm saving all my eggshells and my coffee grinds because somebody told me coffee grinds
Yeah.
but something else too, and I have an
Seed the
overabundance
plant.
of coffee grinds.
Wow, there's like people all around me on the phone. I don't know if you guys can pick any of that up.
I can't.
Good. Good. Yeah. Yeah, it's been today was a Monday, man. It really I was feeling I might not make it Monday by like 10 a.m. I was like, man, I'd go home and start all over again. Today was one of those days.
That you know what it really was. I was I was done by the time I woke up this morning. I'm like, all right, it's
Yep.
it's just time to get back in bed.
Over it. Over it. Right back to
I'm
bed.
over it. I'm over Mondays. Yes.
Yeah, it was one of those Murphy's Law kind of days. And compounding, man. I'm done with today. Had enough of today for today.
I agree.
Yep.
Is it supposed to clear up over by you?
I'm
Where
not
you're supposed
sure.
to?
I was hoping, but the forecast for tomorrow says rain, so we'll see. I was really hoping to get the camera out and see if I can catch some more auroras. That's really
Yeah.
cool. That's
I
really
can't
cool.
catch any of them on my phone.
Livingston man absolutely loves it when I go put the cameras in harm's way and like leave them outside all night long. I'm surprised he hasn't beaten me yet. Incredible. Well, Coffee, just wanted to pop in, say hello. I hope everybody has a
Awesome.
great night. And
Thanks so much for coming up.
if I don't see you, well, if you guys don't see me before Wednesday, have a great week, guys.
Yeah, you too. Otherwise, I'll see you on Wednesday.
You got it. Thanks for having me, Coffee. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming up. Hey, Handy Pepper. Who else did I miss? Green Thumper. I saw somebody else, Dawn. If I miss you, totally sorry. Hey, brother. How are you, Kevin? I can't even say your name. Run across the greenhouse. Vision! That's true. Hey, oops. I feel like I missed a ton of comments. I don't mean to. I just usually I can do two things at once. I'm usually really good at multitasking, but not here because I still suck at this. So hey, Irishman. Yeah, maybe you should start tonight. Yeah, you know what? I feel like the last time we got solar storms, my head was all over the place too. I just really feel it today. I am. I mean, I always squirrel out, but today I'm just like, wow. Between the solar storms and the magnetic fields, right? I wonder if there's something to the 5Gs. And I live right by high tension wires, so oops. Bridges world is great. I feel that might have been the site that somebody put up. I'm not sure. Crush calcium tabs. Oh yeah, that's it. You know what? I meant to actually go get them, and I don't have any here. It's a really good video on how to prepare your eggshells. Oh, okay. I will definitely check it out. That's good. I don't think I ground mine enough. We got at one point we got a good, solid, heavy rain. It was right as I was walking out to go to lunch because I have to walk halfway across the parking lot. Don't make me unfriend you, Kevin. Iced coffee, those two words do not belong together, and you know that. Hey, Jima. Nice to see you. Hey, PJ. How are you? Oh, you're sweet. Yep. And then I wonder why I don't sleep. Thanks, Hudson. I swear I'm not looking for compliments. I know how I sound. It's all good. I'm trying to get better though. Just Oh, I'm so sorry, Milton. I will definitely keep you in my prayers. Yeah, are you like really close? They're kind of about a house and a maybe two houses away from me. Two house like lengths. They run along the street right behind me. And there's about two house lengths in between that, so it's really close. Yeah, Milton, I am always available by email if you need to talk to somebody outside your circle. That's the truth. Just pour some milk on your soil. Oh, does that work? I actually have a ton of powdered milk. Can I use that? And if anybody's got any tips for me on or if I'm wrong with all of these videos that I saw, because the ones that I saw are the people I don't really know. Like, I would take your guys' word for it if you tell me, like, no, don't do that. That's wrong. But with the green onions, they it said to cut them down. So, the bottom, the roots, and maybe about 2 to 3 inches. Cut them down, stick them in water just for a little bit, or I can put them right in soil. But don't keep them in water too long. And then just bury, like, keep the greens sticking up. So if I have like this much of the actual green onion, like only bury like this much of it and keep the rest of it up. And it says it's just keep growing and growing. Cut it before it seeds. because otherwise it won't be as hardy. It will actually seed better, and reproduce better if you just leave it to keep growing from the bottom. And what was the lettuce? It's a 2 to 3 inches, cut off the bottom, stick it in water until it starts to sprout again, and then bury it just the bottom. Leave the lettuce up. So if anybody's got any advice for those two things, and parsley, I have parsley in my window. So if anybody has any advice on what I can do for them, and talk to me like I need it written in crayon, because I am the worst gardener in the world. I usually kill everything. So I'm very proud of my tomatoes right now. And I'm hoping, because I know a lot of people say gardening helps their anxiety. And I feel like if I start growing my own food, it will help with my anxiety, because it'll be one less thing I need to worry about. Because I keep thinking like, oh my God, I don't even know how to grow anything. Like I tried potatoes, I got nothing. And I think that's a lot of my anxiety, is that I can't grow any of my own food. So if I can get a couple of things going, even if I can get just 4 things going, then I will be much, much happier. And then I will have more confidence in myself that I can do more. But right now, while I still have you all, I'm going to use you all for advice. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad you got sun. Now, the question is did you move that coffee pot next to your bed? I can't have any more coffee today. Yeah, you know what? It depends on the day. I can usually drink coffee all night, but sometimes I'm just like, okay, that's enough. My stomach can't handle any more coffee. Making the knowledge videos, teach them ahead of time. It will always be there for them to reference. Good advice. Yes. Oh, hey, Tiger. Hey, Tiger.
Hey.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm glad that my camera's facing the other way. Sorry, though.
That's okay.
So, I just want to let you know that, yes, pouring milk helps increase the calcium in your soil. And, hey, guys. And, girl, you can grow anything. Yeah. You can grow a lot of stuff by
No,
what?
I have like a poisoned thumb.
Everybody thinks that until they learn to grow. Like that's a skill set. It's not you're born with it set.
I don't know. I think that chip was missing in my brain.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. And I'm sorry I sound funny, everybody, but yeah, I got issues. I having surgery next week. Yay! So glad.
Oh, that's great. That's for your sinuses?
Yes, I have to get polyps removed because I can't breathe because of them.
Yeah, breathing is important.
That's what they tell me. So is, just so you know, breathing is awesome, but so is taste and smell and hearing. Because your nose, your sinus passages reflect all of that. Like they control all of that. And now I have none of that.
Oh,
Well,
yeah. I
I
never
still hear out of one ear. That's the only reason I can hear y'all, just so you know.
Because why?
That's the only reason I can still hear you guys. Is because this is on one side. And I can still hear out of my left ear. Otherwise, But like my husband comes home, he's like, "Oh, What? Okay, here's a really good example. Oh my God, it's so bad. Like 3 weeks ago, apparently our sewer backed up. I didn't know this. Like I was home all day, but I didn't know this because I don't go down to the basement just for shits and giggles.
Right.
He came home, he's like, what is that smell? I cannot smell anything. I'm like, I don't know, what's it smell like? He said it smells like sewer. I said, I don't know, go check the basement. Yeah, our sewer backed up. It's fixed now, and like this last week, we had our gas shut off because we had a gas leak.
Oh my
Girl,
God.
when it rains, it pours, right?
Wow.
I had meat in the fridge to can. Thank God, not a lot, but I had some. He opened up the fridge like the end of last week after we got it fixed, thank God. He's like, the refrigerator stinks. I'm like, okay. Steve Perry, I just want you to know my voice sucks right now because I cannot talk. But anyway, so he's like, the refrigerator, it stinks in this refrigerator. I'm like, dude, there's meat in there that I'm sure is bad now because I was supposed to can it and I couldn't. So I just had to throw away probably $50 worth of meat.
Oh no.
I know, but I'm okay with that because, we raise our own meat. So,
Well, at least it didn't hit
fuck
the
you,
pot.
Rabbit, I'm trying. Sorry,
The
I should have said that word. Sorry.
the yeah, the smelling is important, especially when it comes to food. I never had a good sense of it. I've always been like hard to smell. I've never had a good sense of it. People smell things and they're like, oh my God, that smells awful. It doesn't hit me until about 10 minutes later. So it's so funny because my husband makes fun of me all the time because every time I pick up, unless I literally just bought it from the butcher, like just bought it home. But a lot of the times I'll go there and I'll stock up for like 3 days or 4 days, unless I want to put stuff in the freezer. But if I want to like leave it in my fridge and just have it for the next 3 nights, if I pull it out like the next night, I will make my husband smell it. And he's like, why do you make me smell meat every time? I'm like, because I won't know if it's bad. Not at me. And he's like, are you gonna force me to smell meat? And this is what he doesn't know about. But I won't cook it until somebody else smells it. Because I won't smell it.
Girl, I used to have a really good sense of smell. And I will have again after next week. But
You will.
yeah, it's killing me. I literally take stuff into Chris now, who never wants to smell anything. I do too, Pilgrim. I do smell my meat. And I can't smell anything. I can't taste because your taste and your smell are very closely interlinked.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is horrible. But that's all right because it's going to get fixed. This is like,
It'll come back.
oh my God, girl, like my daughter, when she got COVID, my oldest, she got COVID and she couldn't smell for like, I don't know, 2 months. I'm like, I cannot imagine that. I was like, now I don't have to. I'm living the dream. Hey. But no, the only reason I got up here is because you were talking about gardening. And I'm like, yes, girl, gardening is my love, just so you know.
I know that.
Pour milk. I actually had, for the first time ever in my life, ever, and I'm old, just so you know, way older than you anyway. I, for the first time in my life, had blossom end rot on a tomato, just one, in a new bed that we just put in, but I didn't put in like what I call living soil, like it had all the stuff in it, all the good stuff. I just used like some compressed soil, threw it in there. I threw a little bit of fertilizer in with it. Organic. I only do organic. I put in some organic fertilizer with it and stuff. Probably not enough, obviously. And I noticed the tomato with blossom end rot. So, and that is, it can be either you're getting, I don't remember if it's too much or not enough water, but it's also because of calcium deficiency. You can literally pour milk on your soil, and it's very, very bio ready. It's very readily biodegradable and all that stuff. So, but yeah, pour a little bit of milk on that stuff. That's calcium, girl.
Okay. Now the powdered milk, do I have to mix it with the water first, or can I just use powdered milk?
No, mix it with water first.
Okay.
Yeah, totally rehydrate it.
Okay. Well, I have regular milk in my house too, but I just figured if I have all the powdered milk, and I would use that first, just because it's easier.
Yeah, I like, because I get my milk from a local dairy. Rabbit, even in the city. He's picking on me because I still live in the city. But I have a local dairy farm that we get our milk from. And when I was in Texas earlier this year, my daughter was staying here and I had milk in there and they weren't using it up. I said, look, just take that milk out and pour it on my garden beds. Pour it out there. It'll be all right. Unfortunately, the one that had blossom end rot wasn't up yet. So
that's a good question. How much milk do we add?
girl, I literally, if I just have extra milk that I'm not using, because I get like 2 gallons every other week delivered, and some weeks we don't use hardly any milk, and some weeks we do use a lot. I just take it out there and pour it on. I don't measure anything, just pour it. I mean,
Can you see? I need everything. I need instructions in crayon. I am literally totally naive when it comes to any gardening.
okay, listen, I'm going to tell you like I told my mom over the computer with my kids. If it's already broke, how are you going to mess it up?
Well, it's not broke yet. I only had 2 little baby things with the rod on it. They came off. Everything looks good.
So you already have blossom end rot. You know you need calcium. What are you going to do?
Well, I mean, I put the eggshells on it, but then I was told it's
eggshells take a lot of time to break down.
That's what somebody said.
All that shit. And I'm sorry, I know you don't cuss, but
yeah, please, just because I want this family friendly. Because
I know. I'm trying. I left out a lot of F-bombs, just so you know. Girl, I cuss like a sailor on a regular. I'm sorry.
I do too. I just don't want it because I want kids to be able to watch this in case they want to.
But yeah, just pour. It don't matter what a plant doesn't need. It won't take up.
Okay. I'm just more afraid of drowning.
I don't know how big. I haven't seen your tomato plant. I'm sorry. That's all me.
Okay. It's only like 2 feet tall.
But I don't know the growing. Is it in a pot?
Yes.
Then I would pour about a quart on it.
It's what?
I would pour like a quarter gallon. of milk on it.
Won't I drown it?
Huh?
Won't I drown it? Isn't that like too
No.
much liquid?
Garrett, I'm not good. I have to have surgery. Quit picking on me. See, this is why I wasn't going to come up. But yeah, a quarter gallon is not going to drown it. And
Okay.
you can't, I'm just telling you. Well, yeah, you have drain holes, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's no way it can drown it.
Okay. Yeah, I bought this plant from Home Depot and it came with a little cagey thing because I know tomatoes need a cagey thing for the vines or something. But I think I'm going to
Yeah,
have to,
because they get big.
it's going to be too big.
Yeah, you won't drown it. I would pour it if it's in a pot. It's got to at least be a 5-gallon pot, or it's not gonna do well anyway. So a quarter gallon won't hurt it.
Oh, it's in like a smaller pot. It's in like a, I don't know. The pot is maybe like, you can't say, maybe this big.
Girl, you might need to upplant that thing.
Okay.
I just want you to know I caught that one.
I actually did buy another pot to put it in, but it's only slightly bigger. I thought it was way bigger when I saw it, but it's only slightly bigger. So I'm probably going to have to move it more.
Yeah, a tomato plant needs at least a 5-gallon bucket or grow bag or whatever.
I actually have grow bags, but they're like huge. They're like, oh my God, what are they? They're like 10-gallon or something like that.
That's potatoes.
Yeah, that's what I had bought them for, and my potatoes didn't work.
Girl, I got really good potatoes out of mine. I mean, it was just like one plant, so I didn't get like gobs, but I got at least 5 pounds out of one grow bag.
I got 3 little baby potatoes, and when I took a picture of them, I put a quarter next to them so people could see how big they really weren't. They were horrible.
Yeah.
I grubbed. They ate all of my potatoes.
Girl, you better upplant that tomato, I'm telling you, because it's not gonna produce half of what it would produce if it was in a bigger pot. 10 pounds is okay. Or 10 gallons. I mean, it just gives it more room for roots. And potatoes no, not potatoes, tomatoes have really deep roots. So yeah, upplant that thing. You're gonna be sad about what you get.
If I had got one tomato enough for a sandwich, I was going to be happy.
You'll be all right. Girl, listen,
It's going to be huge.
gardening is a skill. It's not, you're not born. I mean, my brother tells me I can grow anything. He says I'm the plant guru, but I'm not. That's just, girl, I started my first garden when my oldest was a baby. I've been growing a garden for over 30 years, every year. So that is, I have massive failures, I promise you. It's just something you got to keep doing. If you don't succeed the first time, try again.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do.
Upplant that tomato plant, and by all means, you can be getting blossom end rot because your roots are bound.
Okay. All right. So I will put it in a grow bag and I'll fold it down so it's not so big.
Oh yeah, you can bury it down because it's going to grow more roots for sure.
Okay. All right, I did buy more soil so I could replant it. I just the pot I bought I thought was way bigger, and it's just not. It's only slightly bigger than the pot. So I was like, okay. And then how big? Because it comes with a little cagey thing, but it fits that pot that it's in. So I'm gonna have to get a bigger one, right? A bigger cagey
Yeah,
thing.
you probably should. You can get some really good ones on Amazon. Like I've
Okay.
got ones that are almost as tall. Actually, I bought ones that are taller than me. Not that I'm tall, but they're like 6 foot tall. Square ones, get the square ones. Don't get those round ones. They're cheap and they break. It sucks.
Okay.
So yeah, they have square ones on Amazon that you can get, or I'm sure you can get them at your local big box store or whatever. But yeah, it's gonna need something a little bit bigger to hold it up.
Do the roots actually like go and like put themselves on the wall that they climb up, or is it just to hold it so the plant doesn't fall over? Like, what's the purpose of the cage?
The cage is to keep them from falling over because anytime your tomato plant hits the dirt and it stays there, they're gonna form a whole new plant. So you're like starting over.
Okay.
If you keep them upright, number one, they don't get as much disease. Number two, they just produce better. So I don't know what kind of tomato you're growing. So
You know, it didn't say what kind of tomato it was. It just said tomato plant.
it didn't say at all, like not beefsteak or
It did not.
Roma.
It did not. I was just so excited. I was like, it because the plant itself, it didn't have any kind of buds or anything on it. The plant itself just looked really healthy, and I'm like, it wasn't even like in my brain to do it. We just passed it, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to grow something this year. I'm going to grow a tomato, and if I can get one tomato for a tomato sandwich, I will be happy. And
Okay,
then
so like, are the tomatoes like looking really round, or are they like oblong?
they almost look like a pumpkin.
Okay, so you have an indeterminate tomato, which means I don't care if the cage is 15 foot tall, it's going to grow that high.
Oh,
Uh, you need to prune it. Have you pruned it at all?
define prune.
Like taking limbs off of it that aren't the main branch?
No. I've taken off
Okay,
a few dead
well,
leaves.
this is what I'm going to tell you. If you have like an upright and a limb coming off of it, and there's something growing in that arm in between them, that's called a sucker. You need to prune it, and it's that tomato plant is going to keep going until frost kills it.
Okay, so this is what we have to do. You're going to have to call me. We're going to have to FaceTime each other. And I'm going to show you my plans. And you're going to tell me which branches to cut off because I didn't understand a word of that.
All right, girl. We'll hook up on like a backroom chat or whatever.
All
Yeah.
right, perfect.
If you cut clones off, or if you cut suckers off, you can actually root them and make a whole other tomato plant. But
Oh,
if you don't keep that, because that's an indeterminate plant, what you have, at least that's what it sounds like. Uh, it's gonna get so much stuff in there. There won't be good airflow, and it's not gonna do well. It's all gonna start dying off. Started. I have some out here right now. I just had to prune. Uh, they'll start dying off. You'll get a lot of yellow leaves especially at the bottom, because it'll go from the bottom up, and you won't get as much fruit off of it because it's putting too much into foliage when it could be producing fruit. If that makes
Okay.
sense.
That makes total sense. I just feel like I'm going to cut off the wrong things. So if somebody could just kind of like be like, yeah, that branch there, that's the one you need to take off. And what do? Just take the garden clippers and just clip them off?
Yeah, or if they're little enough, you can just pitch them off with your fingers.
Okay.
I do that all the time. So
Okay, yeah, but I definitely need somebody to be like, hey, those are the branches you want to get rid of. Just because I don't, without me like seeing what somebody's talking about, I can't like comprehend it, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
you're a visual learner. That's cool though. That's cool. Girl, I can learn all kinds of stuff from books, but I like a backup. Especially if it's something I'm unsure of, like something I've never ever done or experienced. I want a visual too. So, like, I learned for both. So, but I use both sides of my brain because I'm left-handed. So, just saying. Actually, I'm ambidextrous. So,
I'm actually ambidextrous too.
are you really?
Yeah, I was born a lefty. They switched me.
Oh, when you were younger, how old are you? Oh, sorry, you might know what to say if you're one of those. I don't care. I'm 59 and proud of it. Hey,
Oh,
3
you're not
more
that much
years.
older than me. You only have a couple of years on me, not many. You said
But
you were with
yeah,
me. You said you
I
were gonna
was
say
probably
three.
going to be right-handed, but I burned my right arm when I was a baby with a hot vaporizer.
Oh,
That's why one of the reasons they don't make those anymore. Uh, so my arm was like in a cast for like ever, and so I had to start using my left hand. So now I just do stuff with both hands.
okay. Yeah, I do most things left-handed, but I write with my right hand.
Oh, I
I
write
can
with my
write
left
with my left.
hand.
I can write
I
with my
write
left.
with my left hand, and I eat with my left hand. Everything else, just about, I do with my right hand.
Yes, Tuck. This is the elderly hour.
Charmaine, that depends. That depends. Because if it's a sucker and it's something you don't need there, cut that off. I don't care if it's flowering or not. Cut it off. It's better to get good, healthy tomatoes than it is to just listen. Sometimes less is more. That's all I'm going to say. I'd rather have really healthy, good tomatoes than just keep whatever's flowering. I've totally eliminated branches that had flowers on them. Tuck, I don't think you're young either, so whatever. Just saying.
You did not just call us geezers.
He sure did. He did. I remember that for a long time. I have a better memory than a damn elephant. And damn is not a bad word, so I'm not going to take that back.
Oh, don't
Exactly. Yeah, coffee, totally. I will get with you on like a back room or something, and I will, with my tomato plants, show you what is a sucker and what is not.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. What? There we go.
Girl, I love gardening. That's like my shit. Oh, damn. Okay. See, this is why you should not have let me up. Sorry.
That's I'm going to cut it off now anyway.
All right, girl. Thanks for letting me up, and I'm sorry I cussed.
That's
And you'll never hear me say that ever again. I promise.
All right. Thank you for all your advice.
All right, I will get with you. We'll hook your plant up, but you definitely pot it up.
Okay, I will definitely do that. I will do that maybe tomorrow.
All right, girl. Y'all have a good night. Well, I'm gonna be in the chat. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Have a great night.
Bye.
All right. I am going to end it here, I think, because it's we've been on for over an hour. And we got off topic, but that's good because gardening helps with anxiety. So we're going with that one. So thank you guys all for coming. And I will see you all soon. Everybody have a really great night. Thank you for all your advice.